Hello everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today we are going to be making a 4-card one-sheet wonder, and this technique for making this one-sheet wonder is different than anything I've ever done before. I've done lots of one-sheet wonders, but this one's different. Now, there's 2 ways that you can do this. The first way, you can take your cardstock, your white cardstock or vanilla, and cut it 10.5 by 8. Or if you want to mat your finished pieces, you cut your cardstock 10 to 7.5. Either way, after you're done that, you're going to stamp all around the outside of your cardstock. Okay, so I have got my cardstock ready. I'm going to show you the finished result with both of these. The colors that I've chosen today are Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, Lost Lagoon. I also have, for inks, I have Smoky Slate, Pool Party, and Lemon Lolly, and my matte layers are going to be black, and of course the white for my focal images. Now this one has been pre-cut. Where did I put my book? This one has, because this is the one I'm going to mat. I've already done the one that I didn't mat. This one I have cut down 10 by 7.5. So now we have to do our stamping. And what I've done is I have taken my different inks, and I see I have the wrong ink here. I chose Pretty in Pink instead of Bubble Bath. Actually, I think I'm going to go with it. Pretty in Pink is what I have. I have loaded up all my Petals of Beauty stamps. This is from the what is the name of this suite? Brushed with Beauty suite. And for 2 of the stamps, there's 2-step stamping. One is your background and one is your overlay. I have these all loaded up on my blocks, and I am going to just pop that in 3 places in each corner, because I'm going off the edge just a little bit, or trying to, because I don't like when the corners are have a lot of white space in them. And maybe one in the middle here too. So that is our first stamp. Pretty easy. Now we're going to do the overlay. And the trick here is to find out, they're pretty forgiving, but do you see the depth? Let me bring that paper up closer to the camera. Do you see the depth that it gives when you stamp it with the overlay? Something like that. And this one is something, oh, I had it right the first time. Something like that. And the ones that are off the page are a little more difficult to line up, but not terribly. Like I said, this is pretty forgiving if you're not bang on. So pretty when you stamp them twice, because you get the tonal effect. See, I was off on that one a little bit, but it's still very forgiving. All right, that is our fresh freesia. Now I am going to come in with the largest flower, and it is going to go in Pretty in Pink. All right, let's fill in a bit. I'm gonna pop this one in a bit, as well as this one, away from the edge, back down to the edge, in a little bit, and in a little bit. All right, now same thing. This one has the two-step stamping. Let's get this figured out. I'm going, no, I'm not. Bear with me a minute. There we go. I'm still not right. I'll get it. You just see me twist it. There we go. There we go. Isn't that pretty? The two-step sure does make a difference. And that way, that way. All right, one more here. Well, I gotta keep twisting until I get it right. There we go. There, we've made our way around with the flowers. And now I have, oops, let's close up that ink pad. There we go. Now I'm going to come in with the lemon lolly and just fill in the center of all of the flowers with the lemon lolly. And we may come back to this, oops, I missed there. We may come back to this color, because I have some little tiny flowers that I may use this lemon lolly for. I haven't decided. All right, so we'll close this up for now. Now, I have this big stamp in Lost Lagoon is the color I have chosen. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Before I do that, no, I'm going to do this stamp in Smoky Slate first. I don't know that I'm going to use all of them, and I want to make sure that I'm able to get all of the colors on a little bit. Oops, There we go. Oh, I made a little oopsie. That happens to the best of us. All right, now I have this stamp and this one. I think I'm going to use the smaller one, and I'm going to use Pool Party, I believe. I'm just going to bring in a piece of scrap paper and see which one I want to use. That one's pretty solid. You know what I mean? It's just a big solid. I think I'm going to go with this one. It's solid, but I'm going to spin this a little, something like that. And here's going to be a nice place to fill in. I think I'll load this up and see if I can go over that oopsie, make it less noticeable. And I'm just filling in here and there where I think it needs a little something. Maybe right here. All right, so far so good. I am going to bring this stamp back. And actually, I am going to bring in said I had some little flowers. Spread some sunshine. And I have, I'm going to try this on my scrap paper. That's single. Let me get another piece of scrap paper. Bases. I cut, like we need 4 card bases. I cut some of drawing a blank, Lost Lagoon, and I did some in Bubble Bath, which we won't be using because I used Petal Pink, or Pretty in Pink. What did I use? I lied. Pretty in Pink, so we won't be using the Bubble Bath bases. And I also did the Fresh Freesia, but I want to make sure I have some of these Lost Lagoon at least in. There. I think that's good. There we go. All right. Let's close up these ink pads. So once again, the colors I used were Smoky Slate, Lost Lagoon, Lemon Lolly, Pretty in Pink, and Fresh Freesia. All right. Now we're going to clean up this work surface so that we can finish our cards. We grab a rag and a spray bottle, and we will take care of this mess. There we go. All right, I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and we are going to cut this in half. So for this one, we are cutting this in half at 3 3/4. Okay. Oh, let's cut it right at 3 3/4. That would have been terrible. 3 3/4, cutting it in half. and then I'm going to stack them, and we're going to cut them in half again at 5 inches. So our mats are going to be 3 3/4 by 5. All right, or not our mats, our focal points. Now what I thought I would do was mat those in black, just a low profile. So these mats, the black ones, are 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So I'm going to get my glue in here, my trusty Tombow, and we will get these layered together. And I purposely went for the softer colors in these cards, because in the cards that I did, that I'm going to show you, that don't have the mats, I went for more bold colors. So I wanted to show you both. There we go. Super easy, eh? Super easy. That little low profile black mat just makes it pop. All right, our last one. Bam, just like that. All right, now we have our 4 images. We need 4 card bases. So I am going fresh freesia, and we're going to score these at 4 1/4. One, two, four and a quarter. There's 3. And last one. Just had an idea. I'm going to look for something here before we put any of this away. Just bear with me a second. I do have a piece of pretty in pink. I'm going to switch out one of those card bases just so that I can show you what it looks like in pink. This was in my scrap because it's not a full sheet. So we'll pop this one into the mix. I'll just use this to score, seeing as it's here. All right. Let's get this one folded. Oh, there was another piece of cardstock on the inside. There we go. Okay, now we get to put these together. And you may be thinking, what's she doing? She doesn't have any greetings on there. Well, you just wait. Now, this one can easily go vertically or horizontally. I think I'm going to do this one vertically. This one is going pretty in pink vertically. And yes, I am going to glue these flat down to my card. Oh, look at how that black pops. Isn't that nice? Love it. All right, this one is definitely going to be a horizontal one. I mean, you could do it that way too, but I'm thinking it's going to be horizontal. And we'll see what this looks like on the Lost Lagoon. Oh, it looks nice too. Not as big of a pop as the pink, but still looks very nice. This one here is going to be horizontal too. Ooh, look at the pop there. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm going to do my last one in the Fresh Freesia. This one's going to be horizontal too. All right, so far this is what we have. Now I'm going to bring in some ephemera. This is Greetings for All ephemera, and I thought that it might look fabulous to have some of these pieces of ephemera on here. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And we could have sending hugs. I like the black ones because it brings out the black. I think maybe best wishes on there. And congratulations on there. And these ones we will put back inside. And these are the Greetings for All ephemera. Now, these ones here, I'm going to pop up. And seeing as they're black, I am going to use black Stampin' Dimensionals. Pop those on. Get our paper backings off. And settle that right in there. Next up, this guy. Where's my tool? Somewhere here. There it is. Much easier when you have the take your pick tool. And I like this tip. This tip is my favorite. It works very well for me. All right, I'm going to put that up just a little bit. Okay, we've got two. Let's grab this Best Wishes. Aren't these cards quick and easy? Gotta love quick and easy. And you can make them whatever color ink you have, right? Now this one is a long skinny. So I'm going to grab my paper snips and we'll use one of these side pieces. Look at that, just fits perfectly. Can't get that off. I have no fingernails. That's half my problem. There we go. Let's get this glue out of the way. And the congratulations. Now we should pretty it up a little more. Let's see what we can do to add a little something something. I have of ribbon. Let's move this out of the way. Let's go fresh freesia. I have some fresh freesia. Lost Lagoon, yes, I have some Lost Lagoon. And Pretty in Pink. I think I have some of that. Pretty in Pink, look at that. We're going to put some ribbons on here and make it prettier. All right, I'm just going to set these up out of my way a bit. So I need 2 freesia and 1 of each of the others. And I just want little bows. I don't need anything big. So we will just grab my ribbon shears here. Oops. 1. Now these are very much feminine cards. You could use the same technique to make masculine cards using more graphic stamps, like nothing floral, obviously. And no ribbon, obviously. All right. 1 of those, and we need 1 more. Let go my ego. There we go. One and 1. There we go. All right. We have our bows. Now, I need some glue dots. And I am going to use up these paper pumpkin dots. And if you guys follow me, you know very well that I have a ton of these dots. So I'm just going to put some of these on the backs of my bows. Make sure I'm getting them on the back side. Oops. There's 2. Three, and our final 1. Okay, now let's peel off maybe those little tiny backings. And we'll add this to our card. And I'm just going to put this right under the best wishes. And then zhuzh up my bow. And then we'll move on to this fresh freesia one. I love this seam binding ribbon, this crinkled seam binding. I think I have 5 or 6 rolls of this fresh freesia one because I just loved it. Congratulations. All right. Pop it down and zhuzh them up. Same thing for this one. Oops, that would be funny if I put it on the wrong card now, wouldn't it? I'm going to put this one off to the side. And then the final one is this one. See, we're spending more time playing with glue dots than we've spent on the card. That's how easy these cards are. Pop them down and zhuzh them up. Now we have got to, what did I do with those glue dots? Oh, there they are. We've got to tame these tails a little bit. I like my tails to stay in place. I'm almost off camera here, aren't I? Sorry about that. I just looked up at my monitor here and realized how low I was. I will take care of that in the next card. I'm going to trim these tails a little bit. And there's that one. All right, let's get centered back here so you can see what I'm doing. Couple glue dots under these tails. If I can get it picked up, that is. All right, pop off the backs and press the tail in place. Same thing here. Press the tail and then we'll trim it. We don't want it hanging down over the edge of our card too much. All right. There's two. This pretty and pink one is so pretty. And now you could stamp your greetings. You don't have to use the ephemera. I just chose to use it because it was quick and easy, and that's what I was trying to teach today. Quick and easy, mass produce. On my first set, which you'll see here in a minute, I did stamp the greetings, and they're all birthday cards. I used the greeting I used was from Long Time No See, the birthday greeting on the other cards, in case I forget to tell you when I show you. All right, there we have it. Now, there's the glue dots, the ribbon. Now we need a little bling, right? Let's put a little bling on there. Nothing crazy, just a little something. What am I going to use? I like to use the same thing on all the cards. How about this? Frosted iridescent dots. These ones aren't even opened yet. Heavens. Now, I'm thinking we're going to use all of these ones. Let me get my paper piercer. Oh yeah, just add a little something, something. This one I'm going to try these purpley ones. Just because. Aren't they pretty? These pink ones are going to be too pink for here. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Even fooled myself. All right, those were frosted iridescent dots. All right, that, my friends, is our cards. These ones are matted, have ribbons and bling with ephemera greetings. Now I'm going to slide these over a little bit and bring in the ones that I did previously that are stamped greetings and no mats. And these ones were done in Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight, Pretty Peacock, and Poppy Parade. Much, much brighter. That stamp that I showed you that was kind of a, there's no dimension to it. I suppose you could take this and stamp inside it a little bit if you wanted to. It's not what it's for, but let's see what I can bring in here. How about some gold sequins? I have some gold sequins here. Let's just use some of these. Now, personally, and this one has a crooked greeting. You know what? I might find something in that ephemera that I can cover that up with, because there's, oops, wrong one. There's some, what did I do with it? After all of that. I have so many packages of ephemera here. Fully Flowering, Celebrate Love, Greetings for You, Say Something. I think, oh, no, that's a different one altogether. And there's nothing big enough to cover that. Where did I place that ephemera? Let me just look around me here. I've got so much happening here. I've obviously put it somewhere. Here it is. It was upside down. Let me see what I can find that will cover my crooked greeting. That one will not at all, but I think this Thinking of You will. Let's pull that out and see. No! And a great big thanks. Maybe that one will. Oh yeah, look at that. That will fix that right up. And I'm going to take a minute right now to take a little piece of, that's not the right color. Let me get the right color here. I'll use the Poppy. I have some Poppy Parade scrap here. I want to put that tag on a mat. So let me grab my paper trimmer. I think it's going to stand out a little better. This tag is approximately just under an inch. So we'll go just over. perfection. All right, get rid of that. And we'll start with that. We can adjust if we need to. And I am going to grab my glue, attach that to the tag mat. Look at that, perfect. And now I'm going to glue that flat because of the oopsie underneath where it's crooked. If I put it on dimensionals, somebody may see my oopsie underneath the tag, and I don't want them to see my oopsie. Even though that does tell us that it's just a handmade card, right? And bam, there we are, all done. There is our 8 cards, but the pattern only makes 4. Once again, I'm going to give you the dimensions in case you're interested. For these cards, you need your white cardstock to be 10.5 by 8. Stamp around your outside edges, cut in half at 4, and cut in half at 5 1/4. And then your 4 standard card bases. I used the birthday greeting from Long Time No See and stamped it directly to the card. Made a mistake on one and fixed it. For these cards here, your cardstock, your white cardstock needs to be 10 by 7.5. You're going to stamp around all the outside edges, cut it in half at 3 3/4, and then cut that in half at 5. Your black matte layers are 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. You need 4 of those, obviously. And your card bases are 5.5 by 8.5. And I just picked colors that coordinate with the ink I used. And this is the frosted iridescent gems on these ones. And these are gold sequins. So that's it, my friends, for today. Our one sheet wonder in a way that I've never done it before. Typically, whenever I've done a one sheet wonder that is stamped, that I'm stamping myself, I stamp across, down the middle and across the middle, and then cut it up. So this is the first time I've ever done it this way, and I like it. I like learning new things. So I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. If you have any questions, give me a shout. AndersonShell@gmail.com. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.